I'm Aaron Ciotti. Everybody calls me Ciotti Walk. Why is this so dark? What's happening over here? What? Welcome to the show. The light is on. That's super weird. I did set the exposure manually. I guess it's acting up. Let's see what the Logitech application has to say. Welcome to Sunday. We're going to do some stuff together. We are going to fly our 6 batteries a day, of course. We are going to hopefully finish the Freestyle Walksnail 1S 65mm motor-to-motor TinyWhoop. And then we're also going to get a little mailbag going. I got my box from Weebleed, and there's some cool stuff in it. We're going to change a couple things up on the 3. Well, actually, you know what? So, since this is a box from Weebleed, the Weebleed rig with the crown frame is put back together. And that's the wrong. I'm trying to fix the cameras. And we haven't flown it for 2 live streams, so it's missed out on 6 batteries. So, no, it's missed out on 4 batteries. So we're going to fly 4 batteries on this, and then 1 battery on each of these, and then all of these frames will be at the exact same number. So, yeah, but we are going to pull motor screws off of a bunch of these and replace them, and you'll see why when we do mailbag. Not that you couldn't just figure it out from me saying what I just said. There goes auto exposure again. Good to go. Okay, so all right, all set. In the chat, Kevin Sumner was first. Frank Nicholas was next. Hockey Rounds, Tongue Out FPV, Jamie Lee FPV, Michael Kajas, Bob Bruce, Sky Sailor, Apache Smoke, Wounded Sniper, Douglas Otwell, Wesley Clark, Brandon Beans, Morton Upshot, Riot 9, Simo 23, Bozadar Reyes, Anonymous, and CQB FPV. Thanks for coming, friends. You're here early. Good job. Hopefully you were watching Joshua. He put on a great show, as always. He's actually doing an AMA right now over on, I assume, Reddit. I think that's where AMAs are done, which is super cool. So if we have a little bit of a low turnout today, that's why, which is fine. I am cutting up one of the Cockroach prototype frames right now because I want to try to use these ducts on the I want to have a bunch of different ducts that I try out on that on the cinematic Walksnail 1S TinyWhoop for chasing them little RC drift cars. I just want to keep sort of like refining it and trying to figure out the best way to save weight but have something that's extremely rigid. It doesn't need to be super durable because I'm flying at 5 feet away and like if it breaks, whatever, for now, right? Like this is just totally for fun. If I somehow get a paying gig chasing the little RC drift cars, it'll be a different story. But for right now, just for funsies, I don't care so much about durability. I know that it sounds weird for me to say that, but it's true. In favor of, I really want to try to find some ducts that'll allow me, that are as light as possible. That's important for sure. But also that will allow me to kind of bounce off of the little RC drift cars. I want, yeah, it's not as like durable. Like if I have to run a duct that's really stiff but it's kind of fragile, that's sort of fine because I want to be able to bounce off the cars and keep going. It's basically I'm looking for like performance over durability in a way. In terms of the damn thing bouncing off and continuing the chase. What drives me nuts is when I bump into these guys and it stalls a propeller out and the rig falls to the ground. It's kind of fun when that happens because a lot of times there's another car that comes along and runs me over, and that's just the most hysterical thing ever. But I would rather just bounce off and stay up in the air to get the rest of that shot. Like I'm gonna get run over plenty of times regardless. Oh man, and I just made a stupid mistake. This duct is going to be very fragile now. That was dumb. Instead of snipping through the plastic, I kind of grabbed the plastic and pulled it away, and it made like a little indentation in the duct, and that's going to be a weak point, guaranteed. That was stupid. I've been pretty good about not doing that, and then I just wasn't thinking, yo. That's okay though. I don't know if these are going to be the right. In terms of lightweight, this is the new Cockroach V3 frame. These ducts will not just bolt directly down to the fractal frame because these ducts are set up for NewBeeDrone's own carbon fiber brace. So in order to use these Cockroach ducts on the fractal frame, I have had to cut out the little carbon fiber pad that sits down here, and I can all but guarantee that's going to make these significantly heavier than some of the other ducts. So this is kind of me just this is sort of me just doing this for the sake of doing this. This is a V1 prototype frame that would just sit in a box forever. So it feels good to not have this just sit in the box forever and to cut it up and see what happens. I don't know. It'll be potentially some good like data of, the Cockroach frame is or isn't the one, regardless of how hard or soft the plastic is. So, yeah. At the moment, I'm using the WeBleedFPV crown ducts from their version 1 prototype in a much stiffer plastic, and I really like it. Like the reason I'm kind of hell-bent on this is that running those ducts 2 Thursdays ago, I was able to just bounce off everything. Unfortunately, one of the standoffs for the ducts did break, but from what I remember, there was a little bit where I was like freestyle railing the thing around the room just to see what it was like. So that might have been when it broke. We'll see though. Luckily, I had 2 of those frames, so I had 4 extra of the little ducts, one of which I put onto that rig, 3 of which extras I have now. So yeah, that's kind of cool. This frame here that I'm cutting up right now, that the piece just went flying on, I do not have any extras of this. So if I break one of these, that's kind of it. Although, I mean, you could run like one duct in the front and a different duct in the rear. There's really no problem doing that. It's not going to like mess with the CG or anything like that. The CG is not balanced anyway because the battery doesn't sit perfectly even on most of these TinyWhoop builds. So yeah, as long as the CG is somewhat close front to rear. And I mean, I guess you could technically use different ducts to dial that CG in, right? You could run... you could take a look at where the battery mounts. You know, we've got, with the Fractal builds, we've got the camera up front. So it's a little bit nose heavy because of that. But we would need to look at like where the battery sits. Because I think the battery usually sits a little bit rearward, and the battery is a hell of a lot heavier than the camera. So they're probably still slightly rear heavy. Testing CG is very easy. You set the rig up to where it's going to fly, right? So you put the battery on it, and then you just need to hold it absolutely dead center, and you just kind of like pinch it. I mean, hell, you can even come up here on the canopy and make sure that you're pinching it even with the center line, and just see, does it drop down like that, or does it nose down like that? That's how you can tell what your CG is. I mean, if you wanted to get fancy, there are some holes in these frames. You could put a piece of tiny little string down there, and then I guess like wrap it around the other side. But yeah, you can usually just kind of do one of these and get a feel for it. One more little standoff to cut off on this thing, and then this will be prepped. We are doing mailbag today. I got a box from WeBleed with some cool stuff in it. Some of the stuff we're going to use, so... Ah! Oh, I lost the thing. PSVR 2. Holy crap. I've not been as impressed by tech in a long time. I can't get over that it exists. Like, I can't. So PSVR 2 is one of the newest VR setups that exists. It came out earlier this year, I believe, and it's just wild, man. I mean, Gran Turismo 7 is like the biggest, arguably the biggest game that uses it, and it's just wild, man. It's absolutely wild. So like a lot of guys get into sim racing and then get really good in the simulator, where everything is based on vision and feel, and sound, right? So 3 senses: vision, sense of touch, and hearing. And then they'll get obsessed with cars and get into real cars and maybe do track days. And when you start doing track days, you've got all 3 of those same senses, but then you've also got technically smell. Not going to really smell what the car is performing like. You smell when it's about to blow up, but But also your sense of like your inner ear, your sense of, is that a sense? What are we have five senses, right? Sight, smell, taste. Oh, taste. We don't really use taste. But I don't know, your sense of gravity, your inner ear, to me that's a sense. I guess it's really not, but you gain that in the real world, right? So if you go from the simulator to the real world, you gain data. Your brain gains data. I got into cars and real motorsport first, and then started to fart around with the simulator a few years ago. And so for me, I have lost senses. So I've lost sense of balance. Thank you, Sketch. So I've lost the sense of G-force, sense of balance. I've also lost three dimensionality. That's the other thing, right? The simulator is 2 dimensions normally. The real world is 3 dimensions. So when you're balling down a straight bit for a corner, your sense of speed, it's not a real sense, but your feeling of speed and the 3 dimensionality that you can see, you can use those two things to figure out when you need to slam on the brakes. And one of the hardest things about the simulator for me has been losing that 3 dimensionality and also losing that sense of balance, gravity. The sense of balance, here's what's really funny is that my dad and I went to the Porsche Experience Center last week and spent a half an hour on their motion sim rigs, which are it's 2-dimensional because it's just on a screen, it's not VR, but then it's a motion control rig on electromagnetic posts, so it moves you around and whatnot. And so what's really funny is I got to spend a half an hour in a world where some of the G-force came back, but it was still 2-dimensional on a flat screen. And now over the past 2 days, I've been able to hang out in Gran Turismo 7 with PSVR 2 in 3 dimensions. I can absolutely say that the more immersive, you could probably guess this, but the more immersion comes from the VR setup, the 3 dimensionality, the fact that you can look around and it's head tracking and whatnot. The level of immersion from that is absolutely ridiculous, to the point where I've just like turned off all of the on-screen display stuff. When on a nice flat racetrack, you're just driving, which is amazing. What really hammers home the sense of immersion is when there's elevation on the racetrack, and I immediately feel like I'm gonna throw up because my brain is being almost fully tricked, but then my brain, when the elevation changes, my brain expects to feel that, and it doesn't feel anything, and so it just goes like, oh my god, what the hell is happening? And that, that's where your stomach drops and you get that weird like nauseous feeling. But what's cool is it passes right away. Like you bottom out on elevation or something, or you start going up a big hill, and there's like a half a second of like, but then as soon as you crest the hill, or it like even remotely flattens out, you're just completely fine. So you just like, it's happened a bunch of times now. So like when I see elevation coming, I'm like, I know it's gonna happen, and it happens. But then it doesn't like interrupt me at all, and it doesn't leave me feeling nauseous long term. It's just like that split second of confusion in my brain, and then it's fine after that. One of the other cool things is that my experience with like headsets or goggles or whatever the hell you want to call these things has been completely limited to FPV. I've tried VR a couple times, but I've never really spent a bunch of time in VR. It makes me appreciate how good we've got it, like how good our goggles actually are, how good they fit, how light they are, the quality of the screens and whatnot. The PSVR headset is amazing, and I mean it's meant to work with the general population. So it's like all the tolerances are really big. You know, like we bitch about goggles not fitting our round American faces. Try a set of proper VR goggles that are really designed for the entire world, and you'll get to see like there's just like the lenses on the things are massive. I guess so that like you can wear glasses in there or something. I don't know. It's just been interesting to see the differences between this goggle designed by Sony, right, versus like Fat Sharks and Sky Zones and the other and DJI goggles and stuff like that. So yeah, that's been kind of neat. But and then there's been a couple of other non-Gran Turismo games that Azalea and I have been playing, which have been a blast. There's a game where your hands are baseball bats that Azalea was just losing her mind over last night. And then we got a game called Moss where you have to control this tiny little mouse and he runs around and has little adventures. That game is beautiful. Man, it's just it strikes me that it's like it's the most technologically advanced thing, but it's also the most lonely kind of thing. It feels weird. Like it's this experience that you have that is so real, but at the same, the dichotomy is that it's so not real, right? Like it's really weird, and it's completely solo. You know, like Azalea and I are hanging out, taking turns with it. And like, so one of us is sitting on the couch watching the television in 2 dimensions, which very closely mirrors what the person that's in it is seeing. But it's not at all what they're seeing. Like it's so interesting. And like, I can't convey it to any, so like, especially with Gran Turismo 7, I will never be able to convey that to you guys unless you get it for yourself or you come over here. I can't even like really live stream it to show you what's happening, especially because I don't know if I'll live stream it at all, because with the headset on, the little tiny movements that you make with your head, especially when the force feedback hits and moves my shoulders around a little bit, there's all these little tiny movements in my head, which for me, I don't even notice because the screens are mounted to my head. But for you, and I recorded some of the gameplay and I watched it back, and it's almost unviewable. Like on YouTube, all the sim drivers, like none of the sim drivers, I should say, stream in VR because of this. Like a live stream or just watching someone on YouTube play a driving sim works way better when they're just on a monitor and your view is static and nice and solid. So yeah, I don't even know if I'll I mean, I'm sure I'll try it, but I don't think it's really good to watch. But man, does it make it better to drive. It's like the best possible experience for me, but then it's going to be the worst possible experience for anyone else. And like that's like the whole thing with VR. Like it's the coolest experience ever for the person that's in it, but nobody else, even people that don't get it, they're not going to get it at all. People that get it like us, we still aren't going to get it because we're not in there and we're not in 3 dimensions. I think maybe someday when like they've pushed holographic stuff really far and that's 3-dimensional, then people sitting on the couch can maybe enjoy it more. Brandon, wow, that's funny. Brandon's Baked Bean says sounds a lot like FPV. Sounds exactly like FPV to me. That's so true. My God. Yeah. Just like FPV, just without the massive learning curve. FPV is like that, because of the learning curve, right? In partially. Um, this is like that because of a lack of 3 dimensions. The game Moss um, is beautiful to watch on the TV. Watching Azalea play it, it's gorgeous. Putting the goggles on and being in this fully 3 dimensional, like woodsy, gorgeous environment where you can like move your head down and like so the mouse is like this tall in the grand, like you put the goggles on, you look down at the ground, and the mouse is basically like this tall. Well, you can put your head down on the ground and you can like look around the little bastard, and like when he moves, like his clothing rustles, and like it's just incredible. But you only get that when you're wearing the goggles. Um, yeah, it's really really cool. I've not, obviously probably, I've not spent much time in VR, uh, just because like I never bought it, and I never like hung out with a friend that had it for long enough to like spend hours and hours and hours with it. Um, Now that I have, it's it's nuts. It's really, and I'm glad that I kind of waited this long, because early days of VR had a lot of latency, a lot of nausea from the latency. Um, Quality wasn't as good. So yeah, this is an interesting time to be really diving into to VR. Limits says, did you try Assetto Corsa? It's way better in terms of force feedback than Gran Turismo 7. I've had Assetto Corsa forever, both ACC and old school Assetto Corsa. I actually prefer old school Assetto Corsa because I like driving road cars in sim driving games. And yeah, Assetto Corsa is great, but it doesn't have the soundtrack that Gran Turismo 7 does. It doesn't have the graphics, obviously. It doesn't have the cars, and it doesn't have VR. So yeah, I don't know if I will really play Assetto Corsa much anymore. Gran Turismo 7 in VR is bordering on like a religious experience. I'm I don't know if I can go back. It is so good. Like it is so convincing, and you're down. So here's the other thing, right? I've used Quadfather, thank you for the subscription, brother. Welcome to the gangliest of gangs. I've always played driving sims with the third person chase cam, mainly because the in-car cam has always felt very claustrophobic to me, and I've always had a really hard time judging distance. Coming from the real world, our eyes can see a lot farther ahead, and one of the things that I used to teach at the racetrack was to look really far ahead. That's like the main thing that you will get taught when you go to an HPDE or an autocross and use an instructor, is to look farther ahead. You don't want to look what's in front of the car. You want to look up at the corner that's coming up. Sometimes you actually want to be looking at the next corner, so you'll be like looking out the side windows and shit like that. And the in-car cam on a flat monitor, I have never felt comfortable with because I can't see far enough ahead. So the third person camera being up a little bit higher has always allowed me to see farther ahead, which has felt much more natural to me. Also trying to feel the car rotate, I've always had a really hard time with. So yeah, it's super difficult in that respect. And so for me now to be in the car, so you don't even get an option. You're just in the car with the VR headset. It's wild to be down nice and low now and to be like level with car. And I've used first person. You guys that have watched me stream in GT7 and Assetto Corsa, like you've seen me flip back and forth. But I usually use that third person. Also, I think the third person view is more fun to watch. I get more enjoyment out of that. But holy Christ, being inside the car in 3 dimensions is wild. Like I can judge distances a lot better. And so like just exiting a corner right with somebody, just inches off of them, is just it's just the most gratifying thing ever. And to be able to like look out the window at them and like, oh my god, it's just so goddamn cool. It is just so fucking cool. If you've got the sim rig setup is getting a little expensive, admittedly, but if you've got like $1,500 burning a hole in your pocket, play seat challenge seat, Thrustmaster T300 equivalent steering wheel and pedals. They don't make it anymore. It was like the best value for $300 for a steering wheel and pedals. I'm sure there's something else that's comparable. The Thrustmaster shifter. PlayStation 5 doesn't count in the cost. You have to already have that. PSVR 2. It's yeah. You'll never leave the house again. Limit says, yes, but AC is open source. You can add anything you want with mods. I play it in VR. Sounds like you're a PC gamer. I'm not. Gran Turismo is PlayStation only. It's not a PC game. So yeah, I'm stuck on PlayStation, which is fine. I do not want to go down the rabbit hole of PC gaming. That will ruin my life worse than PlayStation already has. Plus, I will forever be a casual gamer. I'm not a hardcore gamer. FPV is my life, and then video games are a fun thing to do for a couple hours a day to just unwind. I have no interest in diving into PC gaming. So yeah, you guys would never see me again if I dove into that. Simo23 says, have you noticed the headset rumbles when you ride curbs in GT7? I also feel like the headset makes it feel like you're wearing a helmet while playing is pretty damn good. You know, I have not noticed that. I have noticed that when you turn it on, it has vibration and a rumble. I have not noticed that it rumbles when I hit curbing. That's wild. I'm going to feel for that next time I'm on there. Blizzard, oh, hey, if you want to talk to me in the chat, all you got to do is type CiottiFPV. If you do that, it'll light up an orange like this. You don't have to type an @ but you can if you'd like. You can do this with each other. If you type Bob space Bruce into your message for Bob Bruce, his name will light up an orange. So use that to get people's attention. I typically only read the comments that have tagged me so that you guys can have your own internal conversations. Kevin Sumner says, say the date. It is December 3rd, Sunday. Bob Bruce says, what's up, everyone? And Patchy Smoke says, good evening. I'm not joining today. Got a friggin' toothache. Have a great stream. Thanks for hanging, brother. For jumping on, I should say. Blizzard Art Rayo says, yo, yo. Hope you feel better, by the way, Apache Smoke. CMYK says, whoa, whoa, whoa. CiottiFPV, what's up, Gangely Gang? Simo, oh no, we got that. Espander says, hey. All right, cool. So, Chuck just tried it. Chuck just typed Bob Bruce. Bob Bruce, confirm it. Is it an orange? Hockey Round says, why do I fly? Yes! If we could only forget to record all the time. Riot9 says, why are we saying the date all the time now? Because, unbelievably, YouTube does not put the goddamn dates on, like, your live streams. I just don't get it. Like, why do they do this? Why? Put the goddamn date on there, you maniacs. Like, what? I mean, it's okay for edits because I only do like one edit every other month. But for these live streams, it's a fucking nightmare. And then like if you go in, or so this is a month ago, if you go in, I still don't think it tells you the date. Yeah, see, look, it still doesn't tell you the fucking date. Like, what? Oh, okay, there it tells you. It tells you there. It tells you there. But, yeah, I wish it was better about that. And some people just listen, and yeah, it's nice to have the date just kind of called out. Adam Weston says maybe put it in the title too. Yeah, I've thought about it. I don't know. It is there buried. I try to keep the, I don't know. Gert Jan, what's up, brother? Adam Weston says maybe put it in the title too. 661 says date in the description. Hockey rounds with the best comment ever. Why do I fly better when I forget to record? every single one of my best batteries ever has not been recorded. It's like clockwork. One of the really nice things about digital, DJI and Walksnail, is that they automatically start recording when you arm. So that's kind of nice. Jamie Lee FPV says, where can I buy some motor screws for some 802 and our 702 screws the same size? Great question. Buy them for, I have tons. I'll send you some. But it does depend. It does depend on what frame you're running. What frame is this for, Jamie Lee? I've got a bunch. I've got a whole bunch. NewBeeDrone does sell them, 661. As does Race Day Quads, and I think Get FPV as well. But I have so many. Please let me send you some. If you want to order a sticker at this, hey, this is my full-time job, believe it or not. If you head over to CiottiFPV.com, you can support me on this crazy adventure that is doing FPV full-time. Bruce Hale Design. What's that? CMYK. Yeah, Patreon helps me the most, as it says here. It's the closest thing that I have to a paycheck. You're going to get a ton of benefits. It's really, really, really good stuff. You're going to love my nuts, I promise. Over on Etsy, I have some really fun stickers and hardware. On Teespring, I got some fun t-shirts. On Fiverr, you can work one-on-one with me. I've been doing this for almost 8 years. I will help you fly better, tune better, build better, or just answer any questions that you've got with actual answers that aren't nonsense that you find on Facebook Marketplace from some donkey that has only been flying for a week. PayPal if you want to do a super chat, but you don't want YouTube to take 30%. And then a bunch of affiliate links. Loads of us that create content here on YouTube have affiliate links. Pretty much every website that you can order from on the internet, there is someone with an affiliate link. See if you can find one before you check out. Makes a huge difference for us to be able to keep doing this. I have them for WeBleed, NewBeeDrone, FPV Cycle, Amazon, Get FPV, Oh My God, Brain 3D, HD0, Flywoo, Emacs, Banggood, Camera Butter, and AliExpress. All you have to do is hit the affiliate link at any point before you check out, and that content creator will get 1 to 6% of your total shopping cart. Doesn't affect you in any way. You can change your bookmarks to be these affiliate links, or if you don't use bookmarks like me and you just come up here and when you want to go to Amazon, you type AMA. When you start typing something and it gives you the suggestion, you can like cancel or remove that suggestion and then hit the affiliate link a couple times, and your browser will think that when you type AMA that you actually want to look at my nut grabber. So yeah, a couple of different ways that you can use people's affiliate links without having to hunt them down and without having to try to remember. So yeah, do it, yo. We will all thank you for it, and we will continue to make cool shit for you to watch. You know what I mean? Bob Noxious says, what's up, fam? Ciotti, I secured 2 guitars for you. Tell me more. I hope I didn't say that too loud. The door's closed. Azalea won't have heard me. Jesus, hold on. Hold on 1 second, Fly Tribe. Jesus. I'm getting Azalea a electric guitar for Christmas. And so I asked Bob Noxious for some advice. And I've been looking on Facebook Marketplace. I found a bunch of Fender somethings. I forgot right away, Bob. I just forgot immediately. Fender Squire. I found a couple of Fender Squires for $100, which Bob Noxious said are like one of the better starting guitars for cheap. I'm not convinced that Azalea is gonna stick with it. Love the kid to death, but yeah, she's a kid. So I don't want to really spend more than $100, but I want to get something that's actually playable, because Bob Noxious was like, yeah, a lot of the intro guitars, the strings are a foot off the bridge, and that makes it really hard to play them. So yeah. Fly Tribe Magazine with $100 super chat. Dude, thank you guys so much. Fly Tribe says, thank you for the awesome streams and amazing support. Thank you guys so much. I talk about Fly Tribe a lot. I have them over on the coffee table. Wait, no, there's got to be something now. I just got organized a little bit. I had a pile of Fly Tribe stuff here for tomorrow night's giveaway. but I just recently got organized, and I actually moved it, of course. But yeah, Fly Tribe has been extremely generous with supporting me as well, sending the magazines, all kinds of cool stuff. It's my fucking honor to send that stuff out to you guys in the giveaways. The past like 4 or 5 months of giveaways have had a bunch of Fly Tribe stuff. Massive thanks to them for sending that stuff over. It's really, really cool. They're doing an amazing job with the magazine. The fact that we have an FPV magazine is ridiculous. I mean, that is like so cool. And they're doing an amazing job with it. The photography in there is awesome. The stories are great. It's just really well done. And yeah, you guys have been supporting them. And if you're just hearing about Fly Tribe now, you should be supporting them. They're doing awesome stuff. And when people do awesome stuff, like even if I don't know how to say this nicely, so I'm just gonna say it. Even if magazines aren't your thing, right? And I'm maybe guilty of that as well. I used to be so into car magazines, and then there was a point where I just lost all interest in magazines, and I did not pick up a magazine for years, right? I think I think many of us have had that experience, right, over the last like what 10 years. Even if that's you, and even if you still don't have an interest in magazines, we need to support cool stuff, right? It's just sort of the way that it is. It benefits all of us for Fly Tribe to exist. But my experience has actually been that I didn't realize how much I missed magazines. It's a physical, old school, cool, like just good experience to just take something and just like turn a fucking page and like and to like look at it and like to see a fucking picture with a detail and to like instead of like pinching to zoom, and it's just a different experience, and it's an experience that after not having it for a while, like I didn't realize that I missed it, and just sitting back on the couch with and just like kind of holding, yeah, it's a thing, man. It's a real thing. So if you haven't picked up a magazine in a while, get yourself a couple episodes, editions of Fly Tribe, and you're probably gonna like it. Yeah, really, really, really well done. Those guys are doing an amazing job. I'll never forget when I ran into them at Rampage this year, and they're telling me about it, and they had a copy of it, and I was just so blown away that like it exists. Like 2023 for the first time ever, there's a physical FPV magazine. Like that's awesome, and the passion that those guys had for it was just really cool, and I've been impressed every day since. And again, they've been huge supporters of what I got going on, which is amazing. So yeah, support. If you want to support me, you got to support the people that support me as well. Luckily, in this case, by supporting them, you're going to get something really cool, and you're going to dig it. So give it a shot. Even if you're not super into physical media or magazines right now, you deserve to yourself, like for your own good, you need to check it out, and you're going to dig it. And it's cool to have it sitting on the coffee table, and somebody comes over and they're like, holy shit, that's what you do. And you're like, yeah, that's right. It's not just a couple of idiots playing with toy helicopters in a parking lot. It's like a real thing. So yeah, thank you, Fly Tribe. My God, super, super, super generous. Very cool. Can't wait to hang with you guys again at Rampage next year. Okay, so are we caught up on the chat? Not really. Jamie Lee FPV says, okay, here we go. Cool. So Jamie Lee FPV's first question, where'd it go? Was where do I get TinyWhoop motor screws? Yeah, NewBeeDrone has them. Why can't I find the CH3FPV says, Bob Noxious, thanks to you and the gang, and to CiottiFPV. Scott FPV says, what's up? Bob Noxious says, my bass player has a surplus of guitars and even a practice amp. I talked to him today and looked looked at and held the guitars. Holy Christ. Fly Tribe says, thanks, man. Bob, we'll talk, dude. Thank you. Super cool of you. CH3 says, I have a Strato made in Japan from 37 years ago. I don't know anything about guitars, but that sounds cool, I think. Jamie Lee FPV says, it's for a Mobula 7 frame. I'll buy a sticker now, and if you could add some spares, that would honestly be amazing. Thanks. You're certainly welcome. Yeah, Jamie Lee, shoot me a message. All my contact info is on CiottiFPV.com. I use Instagram the most, so if you can, message me there. Yeah, message me which sticker you want, and make sure you put a note saying like, hey, I need those TinyWhoop motor screws, and I'll throw a bunch in. I have tons. I'm about to have another set from the motors that we're going to open up in a little bit. I'll probably throw these in, literally, that we're going to look at in a minute. And, yeah, we'll be good to go. So message me. Most of my stickers are over on, sticker designs are over on the Etsy store. I do have 3 sticker packs still available. They're the holographic sticker packs, holographic CiottiFPV, holographic Gangely Gang, and this is a window cling, no adhesive. You just stick it to the inside or outside of glass. $10 for these little sticker packs, 3 left. I'll mail them right out to you. And then over on Etsy, most of these stickers are over there. This is a sticker sheet with 5 individual stickers. The sticker packs are all $10. I'll cover shipping, all that shit. If there's something else, like when you guys need TinyWhoop motor screws, it's perfect. Order stickers from me. I'll throw whatever extra little things are in there. If you want 9mm by 15mm LED race wires, same kind of deal. Buy a sticker or 2. I'll throw them in the package for you. Micro King cutout sticker. Micro King round. There might not be any of these left. This is gone forever. Gangly Gang in matte. Retro-ish, that white is clear there. Gangly Gang with the crazy holographic. 90s style holographic. Old school sticker in holographic. There's the magnet in matte. Regular old sticker in matte. Kill All Carbon, red holographic, goes perfect with the with this. These two look so cool together. Nut Grabber sticker. Never Give Up, Clam Man. This is not up over there. Those are the Apple colors in holographic from the old school Apple design. That one again. A misprint one that I don't think I have any left of, but maybe I do. Matte. And then these little fellas, the old school logo in tiny, tiny, tiny. So yeah, let me know which sticker you want, and I'll throw in some other stuff. Cool. I think that's pretty much all the sticker designs. I'm sure there's 1 or 2 that I'm missing, but yeah. Damn, Fly Tribe, thank you again so much. Super, super, super generous. Jamie Lee says it's for a Mobula 7 frame. The reason why that matters is that there are a couple different lengths of TinyWhoop screws, but these regular old ones will work perfectly on the Mobula 7 frame. So yeah. CH3FPV says, you missed to read my message, scroll up. CH3 says, thanks to you and the gang and to CiottiFPV. CH3 also says, what's up, gang of the gang? I got featured with a clips in the friends part of the new Grinderino 28 grams. You can't miss it. It's in it's in the skate follow. Very cool. I have not had a chance to watch 28 grams yet. It's Bot Grinder's Tiny Whooping Adventure. I can't wait to watch it though, and sounds like I'm gonna see in there, which is gonna make me scream. I'm excited. Okay, cool. I am caught up. Kevin Sumner, CMYK, thank you for dropping the CiottiFPV.com link. And Fly Tribe, thanks again for the super generous super chat. All right, here we go. Hey! on today's mailbag. On today's mailbag, this is a box from WeBleedFPV. Oh, I'm going to save this for Azalea. Because, you know, bubbles. More WeBleed Band-Aids. This is going to be in tomorrow night's giveaways. Putting it right here. Hey! Anybody that has won a Gangely fan so far, if for some reason you don't like the color and you'd rather have blue, let me know. Douglas Otwell sent me an extra blue setup here, a current generation, let's say a V2 blue setup here for my dad, and he looked at his blue Gangely fan. He was like, nah, I like it all blue. So I held on to this. So yeah, if any of you guys would rather have blue than whatever color you've already gotten, or there are some red glitter ones coming. So yeah, if you win a red glitter one and you'd rather have blue, that's going to be an option. But I mean, how could you not want the red glitter? Look at that, yo. The Gangely fit, we're trying to figure out what, Douglas and I are trying to figure out what to do about the Gangely fan situation. We appreciate that a lot of you want them, but Doug doesn't want to make a whole bunch of them, which, like, I totally get. Believe me, I get that. And so it's not a thing that you're gonna probably see get like sold, right? It's looking, but Douglas does want to make them like here and there. So currently the deal is that he's gonna make a couple a month and just send them like whenever he's gonna make however many he's willing to make, and then he's gonna send them to me, and then I'm gonna put them into the giveaways. They at the moment they are gonna be giveaway only. Don't like message, do whatever you want, but don't message Doug and say like, hey man, can I buy one from you? Because that puts him in a weird position of like, well, he doesn't want to say no, but like he doesn't want to be making them for money, right? So at the moment, the Gangely fans are giveaway items only. You have to come to my giveaways. They are the first Monday of every single month. I think that Doug might make like 2 a month. So either we'll put 2 in on that giveaway, or maybe we'll do a mid-month Gangely fan giveaway. Not totally sure about that, but the Gangely fans are only going to be on the Super Chat and PayPal based giveaway. So if you really want one, come to the giveaway stream and put like, I'm going to do the unlimited ticket thing moving forward. So come put like $30 in tickets. You'll get like 15 tickets and you'll probably win. If you don't, I'm sorry, that sucks, but you know, thank you for the support. Yeah, so that's currently where we're at with the Gangely fans. If you really want it, save up, show up to a Monday night, first Monday night of every month live stream, and just hammer the super chat giveaway at the end. And if you get, if you spend 20, 30, 40 bucks, you'll probably get enough tickets that you win. That's what's been happening. That happened last month. I think it happened the month before as well. And that's kind of, it's, I like that a lot because it's fun as hell, because then we have like this situation where one person has a ton of tickets, but then there's a bunch of other people that have tickets too. So it's like, yeah, it sucks if you spend $30 or $40 and then you don't win, but like, we all get a laugh, and like, sorry, but life is about laughing. We spend money to get smiles, and yeah, sometimes it sucks when it's you, but then you got a fun story to tell, right? Like for the rest of time, you could be like, oh man, there's this one time I knew I was gonna win this thing and I put a bunch of money in, and then some jerk that spent $2 to get one ticket won. So yeah, I don't know. I hope that's cool with everybody. If it's not, back to mailbag. Insult your audience, guys. That's the real way to run a successful channel, is to just insult the shit out of your audience. Weebleed FPV is my favorite place to get these ultra short singularity antennas. They're almost always in stock. They are in fact ultra short. This will get you significantly better video with almost no weight penalty on your little tiny whoops. These are awesome. They're even coming like pre-prepped. There's an extra little piece of shrimp wrap here. I am still going to add a little bit of shrimp here to the connector. I forget which rig this is for, but there is a rig that needs a singularity. So that's what this guy's for. I'm going to put this right over there so that next time, whichever whoop that is apart, I'll snap that on there and away we will go. Extra little bag of the Gemfan biblades, 31mm by 2 with the 1mm hole in them. Cannot have enough of these. They do get beat up in crashes, so keep a bunch of extras on hand. Speaking of, I think one of them, yeah, that one's kind of banged up, high right. So on this rig that I put the new motor on, one of these props has like a gash in the leading edge. Sorry, in the trailing edge. And so that is now gone. Cool. We are going to be flying those in a little bit. I am waiting on batteries to finish charging though. All right, Gemfan biblades, good to go. Couple little baggies that I can't show you because they are super secret squirrel shit. I ordered another pack of Betaflight peak screws and Zotac. So these are the cheapest. These are like $8 for a pack of 15. $8 for a pack of 15. It's expensive, but these are the cheapest of the peaks. 15. So with these peak screws, I will never replace all 3 screws. The outer screws need to be metal for any kind of durability, but it seems like the inner 2 screws can be peak and still be plenty durable. I've actually not broken one of these Betaflight peak screws yet, and I had them on one of the rigs on the inside for a while. Zotac sent me these very kindly. There's a lot more in, so 15, the quantity of 15, if you do 2 per motor, it's exactly the wrong amount for 2 rigs. It's enough to do 1 rig, and then when you go to do the second rig, you're 1 short, which is super annoying. So I ordered a second set of them so that I could at least have 2 rigs built with them. But Zotac sent his peak screws, and he said, yo, can you compare these to the Betaflights? Which I absolutely can. So that's one of the things that we're going to do here today is pull the... maybe we'll do that another time because I do want to work on this instead. But there's going to be a stream, probably maybe tomorrow night, maybe Whoop Wednesday, where we compare the peak screws to the Betaflight screws, and we're going to put them... So it's going to be perfect. The Weebleed peak screws I'm going to put on the all Weebleed setup with the crown frame and the screamers. So that'll be easy to remember where the Weebleed peak screws are. And then the Betaflight peak screws I'm going to put in the rig with the Meteor 65 airframe. I don't know what I'm going to do about the Cockroach frame. I just got these 2 backwards, but yeah, maybe the Cockroach frame will leave on metal hardware, or maybe I'll put it onto the Weebleed peaks. But yeah, that's what we're going to be doing here to kind of test the Betaflights versus the peaks. Off the top of my head, just kind of looking at them right now, the Weebleed peak screws are conical headed, so they're going to sink down into the plastic of the frame, which is kind of cool. The Betaflight peak screws are just like a regular screw head on them, so that they're going to sit down a little bit more. What matters to me is which one is going to have more meat for... I mean, I'm always looking for which one has more meat, let's be honest. But I'm really not, but I mean, how can you not say that when given the opportunity? Whichever one doesn't strip out is going to be the one to me that wins. I don't think that one is going to be more durable than the other per se. Maybe, you never know. But what I'm really looking to figure out is which one the Phillips head screw, right? These are Phillips head screws and they're plastic. So I've already noticed with the Beta FPV Peaks is that like it feels like you're constantly about to strip the damn thing out. Hopefully the weeb leads are a little bit better. I'm not sure if they will be because you're putting a metal screwdriver onto a plastic screw, so it's always going to be a little sketchy, I think. But yeah. Jamie Lee FPV says, "How do I buy the $10 sticker pack? I can't find it on Etsy." Yeah, it's not on Etsy yet. It might never be, Jamie Lee. Just message me, CiottiFPV.com. Up on the top is all my contact info, or just go to my Instagram page and message me there, or Facebook, or there's my email or Discord, and just say, yo, I need TinyWhoop screws. I want such and such stickers. Here's my address. How do I PayPal you? And you can even do it all via PayPal. On my website, there is a PayPal button that'll take you straight into PayPal. You can send me $10 in the note, put, yo, such and such sticker pack, here's my address, TinyWhoop screws, whatever, and drop that in the note, and away we'll go. So whatever you want to do, I can send you a PayPal invoice, you can just pay me direct, whatever. So yeah, very cool. Thank you so much, Zotek. This is great to be able to check these out. This also, I now have enough peak screws for all of these rigs, which is awesome. And then we've got another AIO. This is the Beta FPV Cross AIO that I am going to be using for the next Walksnail build. The current Walksnail build that I have is on this AIO, and it's been fantastic. So if it ain't broke, don't fix it. We're gonna build another one with this AIO. The Neutron AIO will come back from NewBeeDrone at some point, but I didn't want to just keep waiting for it, so I wanted to keep these Walksnail builds rolling. And yeah, with AIOs, you gotta have extras because they're gonna shit the bed eventually. So snagged one of these. I forgot that these come with BT 2.0 already installed. It's gonna feel weird to remove BT 2.0 and put it right back. Well, you know what? Actually, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna remove this BT 2.0 lead, and then I'm gonna put an A30 on, and that's gonna be kind of funny. But yeah, this will be good. This will be for the, I don't know, whichever 75mm Walksnail build I haven't started yet is what this is going to be for. I think that means this is going to be for the Fractal. This is going to be for the Fractal 75mm Walksnail build, which will be like a cinematic, basically a cinematic 75mm Walksnail build. I will not use that to chase the RC drift cars. It's too heavy for that. The 65mm is king there. This will be more for flying around outside, maybe taken to like the mall or like Target or whatever. Just situations where need a little I don't know about Target. That's a 65mm mission. Malls and stuff like that, it'll be awesome for that. So yeah, it'll be like a little gorilla whoop setup. And we all love gorilla whoops, do we not? So I'm excited for this. This will be really cool. The Fractal frame keeps the ducts out of view in a way that no other frame ever will. And that's awesome. Like that is the best part about the Fractal frame, in my opinion. I know I've been kind of critical of that frame in the past from like a freestyle perspective, but from a cinematic perspective, the frame is awesome. I still do wish there was a better camera mounting setup, but other than that, the frame gets the job done for keeping the ducts out of view, and that's pretty awesome. and it seems to be a little bit more. There seems to be a little bit more efficiency with the Weebleed crown ducts, or just any of these new ducts that have the thinner kind of standoffs. So the fractal performance might get better because of that. Where is that frame? It's here. Here it is. Yeah, so this is that Fractal 75 build. I don't know if I have another VTX. Wait, am I using the big boy VTX from the GetFPV order? I think I might be. Hold on. So this is the 65 millimeter fractal stuff here. I'm actually going to leave that out because I have some ducts to add to that. And then here's the Freestyle fractal build. In here, yeah, okay, there it is. So in here, I've got, this is not a fractal build. This is a Mobula 7. This is a Mobula 7 Walksnail build. And this is the build that's getting the Neutron AIO, which I'm still waiting on. So, yeah. The other light VTX is for this fractal build, so that's good. What is this guy? This guy's done. This guy's done. That guy's good. Okay, cool. So I can take this other nano camera. Shit, what did I do with that other VTX? So I can take this nano camera. What about this nano camera? Yeah, there we go. So this little nano camera here is going to go with... Oh, this is great. I'm getting all my Walksnail shit put away right now. Yeah, this is going to be for the 75 millimeter cinematic Walksnail build. I just need to find the VTX. Where the hell did the where'd the other 1S VTX go? I might found it. This is what we were putting the grommets in the other night. Fan effing tastic. So this is now a full build right here. This is ready to go. We'll build this. My guess would be probably next week. Yeah, this is going to be a Mobula 7. Okay, so this is going to be Mobula 7 V4 frame. Nope. This is going to be a Fractal 75 frame with Mobula 7 V4 ducts, Betaflight cross AIO, Walksnail light VTX with the heatsink, the heavier Walksnail nano camera. At some point, I will switch this to a light camera, but for now, yeah, I've got this camera. I might as well use it. And 1S, 450 mAh batteries. That's it. That's the whole build. ELRS on board. Yep, that's it. That's all the things. So this will be cool. This will be a really neat, 450 1S batteries will give really decent runtime, and it will just be like a nice, fun, outdoorsy. I won't bounce this thing off of jungle gyms or anything like that. It's not meant for that. But I'll be able to fly it all over the damn place, it's the kind of build that you could get away with flying in an airport and people would just laugh and smile. So this is my bag of different ducts for the Fractal 65. Morton Upshot says, I think you can take the housing off the 1S camera and you're left with the light. No, it's not. It's a different front piece. I've flown airports before with 65mm TinyWhoops. It's hysterical. Everybody, including the employees, are like excited. It was one of the weirdest experiences. I was being all low key with it, but then like people were just like loving it. It was so kind of crazy. You know, it's a building full of, not full of, but it's a building with a bunch of people that enjoy flying things. Wait, what was I just gonna? I was coming over here to grab something. What did somebody ask? Morton Upshot. Oh yeah, take the housing off. Yeah, right. Hold on. I don't think that's true, but I'm fucking intrigued because man, that would save me. I don't think that's true because this plastic, like the housing on the front of this thing that holds the lens. Yeah, no, I can already tell it's not true. So the I'll show you why. That's a good thought though. You almost had me. The plastic housing on the light on the left there. Yeah, like this housing is just different, and I can't like, you know what I mean? Like if I unscrew the lens off this one, I there's just not gonna be this housing on the inside, and I need this housing because I need these screw holes in the corners. So yeah, that will not be the case. That's okay though. The bigger camera will work for the time being, and then down the road we can swap it out. Okay. I think it's like an extra 1.5 grams, which that'll be a bigger build, so that should be able to handle. This is my bag of ducts for the fractal. Well, this is just all my extra fractal 65 stuff, basically. So I'm gonna take these extra ducts that I've got and drop them on in here. And now, in this bag, I have a set of old school Cockroach ducts in clear and black, a set of Meteor 65 ducts, 3 of the WeBleed Crown ducts, and then the NewBeeDrone Cockroach V3. So yeah, bunch of different ducts for testing on the cinematic fractal 65mm Walksnail build. Bang! Look at all those words and letters and shit that I know how to say. Look at all those words and letters that I know how to say. Kevin Sumner says, be sure to turn on your remote ID module when flying at the airport. Damn, Morton, you got my hopes up, bro. You said that. I was like, oh, shit. End of mailbag is a set of the WeBleed Screamer motors, which I've already stolen one from. I got these as extras, extra set of replacement motors, because I did bang up one of the Screamers. So yeah, now I've got 3 extras, and this is the bag of motor screws that I'm going to ship to whoever that was that is looking for them. I immediately forget. All right, so extra Screamers are over there. And then Zotac always hooks me up with some extra stuff. And as a YouTuber, I'm contractually required to dump everything out on the desk that I'm showing on the live stream. Zotac threw in a whole bunch of his stickers. Oh, that's a cool sticker. I'm keeping that one. You guys are not getting this. Zotac is very generous with stickers, and I'm a bit of a hoarder, so I try my best to send most of these out to you guys. These stickers will be included on tomorrow night's TinyWhoop giveaway. WeBleed card, Whooptopia card, and then look at this. Zotac must have been listening. The other day I was saying, like, I'm always digging around for these JST 1.25 connectors. He sent me a whole handful of the JST connectors. So if you guys need some of these JST connectors, just buy a sticker. If you need TinyWhoop motor screws, I have tons. Yeah, buy a sticker or 2 or 3, and I'll throw in extra stuff. If you need some of these motor plugs, I've now got a whole bunch of them thanks to Zotac. Thank you, brother. Very cool. Very, very cool. Let me get a little bag, and I'll throw these into a little baggie. Yeah, if you guys, like, within reason, like, if you need something, just ask. And if I have it, I'll hook you up. If I don't have it, I'll at least know where you can get it. So, yeah, do it. Do it. Oh, God. Get in there, little fellas. Come on. There we go. What else? What I don't have are the enough of for you are the NewBeeDrone specific JST 1.0 motor plugs. So you're on your own there. NewBeeDrone sells them though, so you can just fire them up off their website. I mean, you're really only going to use those plugs with NewBeeDrone stuff, and their motors come with them, and I think their AIOs even come with them. So you'll if you need them, you'll probably have them. These motor wires, yeah, maybe you chopped yours too short, or maybe you want to try chopping a set really short to save a bunch of weight, but you don't want to do that with your only set in case you cut them too short. I got you covered, yo. The weight savings from chopping motor leads short is much less than you would think. But there is a weight savings for sure. So yeah, not a bad thing to do. Get in there, you little bastards. I'm having to put them in like plug down in order for them to actually drop down into the bag. Come on. Last one. There we go. All right, cool. All set. I'll add it to the box of like stuff that I kind of tend to throw in when you guys need interesting things. This is going in the little giveaway pile over here. Thank you, WeBleed. And a couple of cool things to test, which I'm fondling down here below the camera that you're not allowed to see. Sorry, I had to. I had to. All right, yo, 6 batteries a day every day. Did you do yours yet? It's 4:20. Do your 6 batteries, damn you. Looks like I've got 1 battery that's ready to go in the charger. Perfect timing. This rig might not fly. I switched a motor on it. It might be spinning the wrong direction. First, let me change the battery in my transmitter, because that's what I do. I change transmitter batteries. It's kind of my thing. Okay. Get in there. Get in there, you little fart. Get in there, you little fart. Yo, there's a Ghostbusters PSVR game that just came out. I wanted to buy it last night, but I didn't. And then I'm getting Azalea is into space. There is No Man's Sky on PSVR that I'm gonna get Azalea for Christmas. Crickmick. It's like a family joke. The kiddos used to pronounce it Crickmick when they were little, which I just think is the funniest goddamn thing ever. 6 batteries a day, starting right now. Let's see if this guy flies or if it's just gonna throttle itself into the desk. I'm just gonna throw a battery on it. So this is the rig with the extremely beat up motor number 3, which I just threw in the garbage and just swapped it out. So let's see. There's a 50-50 shot that the motor that I put on is going to spin the right direction. Let's see here. Connect. Come on. Ah! Okay, that's a problem. Well, hold on. Let me go into turtle mode just to confirm. Oh, shit. I put a fresh propeller on here, and now this motor is hitting the prop guard. Come on. There we go. If you can get them spinning, they will self-clear it. Especially if you can get them spinning in turtle mode. Okay, yeah, so this motor is making thrust. Ready? You couldn't see it, but it thrusted up off the desk, so that motor's no good. I just put fresh props on this rig, and they're all kind of hitting on the ducts a little bit. This is how I like to just wear them in. If you wear them in turtle mode will cause them to flex the blades down, and that will rub more on whatever it's rubbing on, and it'll just wear the plastic of the propeller away perfectly even, so that it maintains the propeller maintains its balance. So that's my favorite way if you've got props that are hitting ducts. This goes for CiottiWhoops too. Any rig really that you've got propellers that are smacking into something just a little bit and you want to clearance it. Yeah, just fire it up in turtle mode. Be careful, but fire it up in turtle mode, and it'll spin the props. So the trailing edge of the prop is usually a little bit more aggressive. So if you spin it the wrong way, that trailing edge will hit first, and it'll just either remove or bend the plastic out of the way a little bit. That needs to be out of the way. Motor direction, wizard, start and spin. So motor 1 is correct. Motor 2 is correct. Motor 3 is incorrect. Motor 4 is incorrect. All right, they're all spinning the right direction. Close it, do this. And now let's check it. And now these motors are going to continue to wear themselves in right now. This is your next opportunity for the motors to wear themselves in. Still a pretty serious vibration happening here. Hold on. Let me try these individually. They're really hitting on the ducts, too. Man. That's the motor that I just replaced. Oh my god, it's so smooth. Man, motor 3 is not loving life. Oh, it's a duct problem. It's just rubbing on the duct. Alright, nah, that's better. Okay, let's check the max RPM on either one of these to make sure that not one is like way higher than the rest. Oh, fart. Here we go. So just look right here. I'm going to max this out and we're going to look for the number. 56,000. 58,000 I saw. Whoa, 64,000 I saw. Oh my god, 69. What the hell? Oh my god. Okay. The new wow. So either the new screamers are being wound at a slightly higher kV, or these other 3 screamers are just like hurting. And I mean, it could just be that they're hurting. They've been on here for a long time. And I mean, whenever you put fresh motors on, there is some like absolute rocket ship magic that happens. But Jesus, okay. Okay, let's fly this thing and see how it feels. It should feel normal. If it doesn't feel normal, then I got to replace more of these motors. Because that's too big of a... That's a little bit too big of a discrepancy in RPM there. Oh, come on. I just fixed this. Oh. It's the same motor, too. What? It didn't say... Oh, man. It's supposed to save when you exit out of the wizard. And when I was spinning them up in the motors tab, they were completely fine. Oh, wait. I got a prop on wrong, don't I? Yay! Look at me go. Man figures out how propellers spin. Okay. Let's get this fixed. This will work so much better now. Can't even explain to you how exciting this is going to be. See that troubleshoot, yo? It's Betaflight. Betaflight's the problem. Fix everything in Betaflight. Nope. Fuck fixing things in Betaflight. Fix shit mechanically. Always fix stuff mechanically. I need a high right propeller. High right. Let me use one of these abused ones. High left. Here's a high right that's abused. I'm gonna fix all the things in Betaflight. Don't do it. Fix nothing in Betaflight. Fix everything mechanically. And then God forbid you can't fix it mechanically, then fix it in Betaflight. But first, mechanical fixes, friends. Gage Stays Flies in the house. What's up, dude? I'm having an awesome day hanging out with my favorite people on fucking Earth. Second favorite people on fucking Earth. Sorry, guys. Family first. Chosen you guys are my chosen family, though. Which is something that is really important for lots and lots of people. Hey! Okay. Here we go. 6 batteries a day. This is the Weebly Crown build. Oh! Oh! This is the Weebly Crown version 2 prototype frame build. Other than that, it's just a regular old ultimate freestyle TinyWhoop. So this is a rig that has, oh my god, that has crash prevention still turned on, which I'm now very cognizant of. Oh! After turning off crash prevention on that other rig the other night, I'm now very, I now really notice when crash prevention kicks in. There's also, remember the Jello? So look at the Jello. Look at how bad the Jello is. There's something that is terribly out of balance on this rig. Come on now. Stop it. Hold on, let me try to figure out what it is. That Jello is pretty bad. This is beyond Jello. This is like just straight up vibration. So let's go into turtle mode. Here's how you check this shit. You go into turtle mode and then you fire one motor up at a time. Gotta arm it. And you just feel for the vibrations. One motor. Oh god, it's motor number 1. Motor number 1 feels like ass. Motor number 2. Wow, motor number 2 feels really bad too. That's the motor that I just changed. I did not put a fresh propeller on it though. Let's put fresh propellers on this rig. I just switched this Did I not charge this battery? 6.3 volts is not good for a 2S battery. I bet you I took the battery out and then put the same battery right back in. Or I just didn't charge this battery, but I thought I remembered charging it. Yeah, the vibrations are real on this rig, and it's flying okay. It's flying better with this replacement motor on it, but it's still not great. Let me just check what this transmitter battery is at. Turn on, transmitter. Come on. 7.5. Yeah, I took the dead battery out, and then I put the dead battery right back in. That's a thing that I do, an embarrassing, with embarrassing amounts of frequency, is remove. I go to change a battery, and I take the dead battery out of the thing, and then I just stare at the fresh battery, and then I put the dead battery right back on it, like a complete spaz. Left side high, right side high, right side high. That is a fresh set of Gemfan biblades. Let's get those onto this rig so that we can figure out where the hell these vibrations are coming from. They could just be the props hitting the ducts, since they're fresh. And I mean, that's going to happen even worse in a second here, because like right now it's got two fresh props on it and two whooped ass props on it. But let's just take a look here. I'm gonna use my TinyWhoop prop puller. More of these are apparently on the way. Oh man, so I missed it. Somebody messaged me that snowblowers were back in stock on TinyWhoop.com, but by the time I pulled up the page, they were gone again. So I missed. I want one more set of snowblowers as for spares. What's happening in Chad? What are you guys talking about? Torched springs. No, don't do it. Don't do it. All right. Full fresh. This one's... Well, just in case it's not. We'll pull it. Come on. Get off of there. Whoa, okay. All right. So, I'm usually not as crazy about having clean props on these freestyle builds, but for right now, trying to figure out what's happening with these. Okay, hold on. So, let's spin these motors up in Betaflight without the props on, and let's see what RPM they hit fully unloaded. This is how KV is tested. They spin motors up at a nominal voltage, at a known voltage, I should say, and they see what they turn. Once you have props on, then the motor has to push against air, and it's loaded. This is an unloaded test. So let's see what these RPMs read at for each one of these. 84,000. 84,000, 84,000, 84,000. Interesting. Okay, so, okay. Super interesting, actually. So, the question becomes, my question becomes, with the propellers on, with the banged up propellers on from a minute ago, we had one motor at like 70,000, one motor was like 65, one was like 50. I think, oh yeah, okay. All right, so starting to figure out what's going on. These props are hitting these ducts pretty good. I don't know if this has happened from too many crashes, but yeah, these props are really smacking into these ducts, rubbing on these ducts. So I think that's where the discrepancy in RPM is coming from, but it could also be coming from these motors just being whooped. The fresh motor that we put on was at the highest RPM, So maybe it's just got the cleanest, it's just not dirty, it's not banged up. The bushings are in the best possible shape. So it could be that. I have a feeling, though, it's not that. I have a feeling it's these propellers slightly rubbing on these ducts from mountains and mountains and mountains of crashes. So what I'm doing, they seem to be rubbing on the inside of the duct here. So what I'm doing is I'm bending the motor outwards a little bit. And that seems to be pulling the motor off of the part of the duct that these fresh propellers are rubbing against. So let me just keep doing this for a second or two here. Hold on. Just kind of getting this all situated. Just bend these away from the ducts. Motor one. Plastic has a little bit of like memory to it, so to speak. Okay, I bent that one out a little bit too much. Now it's hitting on the outside. All right, let's put this back into Betaflight where I can spin the motors up in like a controlled way, and I will continue to pull these off of the ducts to get them spinning perfectly clean here. Motors, understand the risks. All right. Wow, okay. So motor 2 won't spin at all. Motor 2 is hitting the duct really bad. I think I just freed it up. There we go. Why is that making thrust? Oh, because I'm in the motors tab, of course. All right, motor 3 now refuses to spin. I want to try to get all 4 of them spinning and just leave them spinning for a little bit here. Motor 3 is really unhappy. I think the duct has ovaled out a little bit, maybe. I think that's better. When you're... So this is not spinning them backwards, which is going to be a little bit easier on them. Yeah, I pulled this motor outwards a little bit too much. Let me pull it back inwards. Come on. There we go. All right, so all 4 of them are making thrust. I'm going to put this under the desk. All 4 of them are making thrust. Oh, this battery's taking a nosedive. 3.3, 3.4 per cell. Let's get a fresh battery on here. And this battery's going to go on the charger. 3.66. It's fine. Didn't kill it. All right. Next battery here. We're just going to let these props wear in on these ducts. And all right, so I'm going to crank it up a little bit, and then what I'm going to do is just kind of squeeze the ducts a little bit. All right, and that's just going to, you know, since they're spinning, they've got some momentum, they've got some power. So you can come in here and just squeeze the ducts a little bit to get it to clearance. So we're just self-clearancing right now. Be careful doing this. You won't need to do this with a fresh frame. I'm having to do this because this frame is whooped and I'm putting fresh propellers on here. You might never need to do this. All right. And you're just trying to find where the hell it's fouling, basically. And it's just going to remove a little bit of plastic from the propeller. Battery's at 3.8, we're good. So I'm pushing like the outside of the duct in, and then I'm squeezing the sides of the ducts. And then what I'm doing is grabbing the base and pushing the base like upwards to get the propeller to rub on the inside of the duct as well. That's it. That's all I'm doing. Push each motor up. Get it to rub. Just going to remove a little bit of the propeller material. That's okay. Now it sounds a lot better, right? You hear it? It's not hitting on the ducts anymore. Now it's just rattling a little bit because they're rattly-ass motors. 59,000. 56,000. Motor 2 is really hurting. 60,000. 56,000. Motor 4 is hurting as well. So those readings were really weird before we changed the propellers. We had that one motor that was cranking up to 70,000. I don't know what the hell was going on with that, but now it seems to be way more normal. Normal, what I see from 30 to 32,000 kV motors with the props on is anywhere from 55 to 60,000 RPM in that motor tab in Betaflight. So let's see how this thing is now. Should be fine. All right, let's give it a shot. Transmitter is off. Adam Weston says, nice safety goggles up on your forehead. Yeah, right. Safety third, friends. Safety third. All right. ELRS. Connect. Yay. No failsafe. Oh, much better. Give it a second to bring that core temperature down. Oh, we are starting strong. We bleed for the win, as always. Oh, no. I think he might have thrown a propeller. I think I threw a propeller. Let's go find it real quick. No. Did not throw a propeller. What's it doing? What are you doing, little guy? Which motor's not spinning? Oh god, this one. This one's hitting the duct. Why is it hitting the duct like that? What's the matter, little friend? Motor number 2 refuses to spin. Can you spin, please? There it goes. Odd. After crashes, the props are now hitting on the ducts again. Oh god, look at the battery voltage. Don't explode! Okay. So, I mean, I guess these count as the additional batteries that we're putting through this Weebleed crown frame. So let's just keep going here. Is that motor going to be cool, or is it going to be a jerk again? It's a jerk again. It's okay. As we crash it, it will clearance the motors. So, as you can see, that weird jello that we had at low throttle is gone. So it was propeller-based jello, which it usually is. Come on. Stop it. Motor 2, man. Come on. Nope, now it's motor 3. Ugh. Ugh. Come on, man. Come on, motor 3, be cool. Be cool. Why are you getting all hung up? Once enough crashes have happened, the tips of these propellers will even out a little bit. They just get banged up. They get kind of like folded over. There we go. We're fine. We're good now. It's a weird little move. I didn't drop the throttle. Woo! Thing sounds sweet again. Oh! 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 Woo! Uh-oh. Oh! Oh my goodness! Get you some, friends! Get you some ultimate freestyle TinyWhooping. It'll change your life. This rig is flying like fucking fire all of a sudden. Ah! It had to happen at some point. Woo! Woo! No. A little overconfident. Whoa. Relax, little buddy. Relax. It's all good. You're gonna be fine. Oh, what? Why? I just flew right into it. Mega power loop! Oh! That crash prevention, though. Oh! Close, but no cigarettes. Oh no! Yeah! God, I love TinyWhooping. Shit. Hungry Jacks versus Burger King in 2001 introduced good faith negotiations as a legal concept in Australia. That sounds super interesting, actually. That's some shit that I would watch on Netflix and just like just love. Here we go! The Weebleed crown frame will now be caught up in terms of number of batteries flown. Ooh, boy. That was a big... What's going on at the moment is on these fresh batteries. Oh, no. Oh, God. Oh, boy. On these... Oh, man, I'm inside the... You guys know exactly where I am. Oh, no way. No way! Never give up! Hit gates! Oh, wow. We got it out. I don't remember what I was saying. Oh, no! That was awkward. Jesus Christ, the power. Oh, what I was saying is... when the battery is fully charged, the build is oscillating a little bit. So let me just chill out the PIDs a little bit. Yeah, we got a lot of degain in here. Let's bring this down to 1.5, bring this down to 1.2. Dmax is cranked pretty good. Master multiplier is 1.0. Cool. Oh, it went through, I think, but it was in the middle of crash chaos. Oh, it went through. Oh, man, I'm not quite getting that mega power loop today. Wow, look at all that prop wash. Jesus. There we go. We got it on that one. And that one. Oh my God! You better phone home, motherfuckers, because it's, I don't know. Oh God, you better put the kids to bed because it's getting dirty in this motherfucker. Is that a thing? No. No! Why are you being mean? Be cool. Be cool and fly. left front motor, not spinning. Hitting on the ducts. Come on now. It's sitting on the inside of the duct, so I'm going to bend the motor outwards a little bit in the frame. And now, magically, all is right with the world. Okay. Here we go. So one of the reasons why this is happening is that on every single frame, other than the NewBeeDrone frames, the actual thick part of the guard is a little bit too high. And with a 702 motor and the gem fan, fuck you, and the gem fan bi-blades pushed all the way down on the motor shaft, the tips of the propellers actually don't ride around. They don't ride around the middle of the duct. They ride around the very bottom of the duct. And that's what all of the things that I've been kind of dealing with here are being caused by. If the propeller rode around the middle, the actual duct itself, it wouldn't hit on these little supports here, the little supports, and it would just kind of slide by. So yeah, that's what's sort of going on here, is that on all of these frames other than the NewBeeDrone Cockroach, we've got that sort of issue happening. So all right, so we're caught up now. Here's the other two rigs real quick. Next up is going to be the 32,000 kV Cockroach 65 framed rig, which still has the problem a little bit, but it's not nearly as bad. And I think this is the one that I turned off crash recovery on. This is also the one with the janky VTX. It'll clear up in a second. There it is. These three all have the same camera, but for some reason the camera on this one has a really hard time with bright stuff. Is the lens just dirty, maybe? I doubt it. I think the camera might just be on its way out. Maybe the lens is just dirty. Nah. It's still, like, way blown out. Ah! 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 Oh, balls. No! So yeah, this is the rig without... Why? Why? Why won't it... Oh, it's because one of the motors isn't spinning. The left rear motor's not spinning. Why? Wait, what? Why? It's not blocked. Okay. The left rear channel is having some problems. The left rear channel. I don't know why this happens, but I've seen this happen a bunch. Oh God, what in the hell was that about? The motors won't like to be spun up immediately. You have to like gradually spin them up. It's really weird. I don't understand it, but that's what happens sometimes with these little guys. These AIOs are just a nightmare to try to troubleshoot. See that? See how it bounced off the couch there? Oh! That right there is another sign that there's a FET issue going on here. I pushed it really hard with both yaw and roll. I have absolutely no idea what just happened. And it desynced. This AIO is the biggest part of the reason that I bought that replacement Happy Model F4. I think this will be the first AIO to full-blown die. But we will fly it into the goddamn ground. What in the fuck is happening? Why are you eating me? Oh, you scumbag. Get the fuck out from under there. Oh my god, it's all the way under. Usually you can kind of sneak it. Unless it's like really under there. Sometimes you can do this. See, there it goes. Just in time for the battery to be dead. But at least I didn't have to stand up. I did not get into FPV to stand up. Although I do actually prefer flying everything other than TinyWhoops while standing. It's kind of weird. Last battery of the 6 batteries a day. We're going down in KV here. Meteor 65 airframe, slightly lighter weight, slightly lower KV motors, 0702 30,000 KV this time from TinyWhoop.com. Quad City Barrier with a $2 super chat. He says, I'm new to Whoop. Should I match my 5-inch rates? Absolutely. Thank you so much for the support, my friend. Yep, match up your rates. You don't... Oh my god. Fresh battery, and we got all kinds of PID loop oscillations now, too. This is the build on the Meteor 65 airframe. Yeah, match up all your rates. You want to learn just one set of rates for everything. Oh! Low blow, bro! Yo! Oh, God, the mega power loop is just annihilating my face today. Oh, God. The sim rig's not usually there. Look, there it is, my friends. There it is. There it is. There it is. Woo! Ah! Oh no! Woo! Whoa! Whoa! Hey! Hey! Oh, I completely missed it on that one. I didn't think I was gonna though. Oh my god! Who do you know that can do that twice in a row? Plenty of people. Yeah, well, fuck you. What in the world was that? I couldn't, like, decide what I wanted to do. So I tried to do all the things. And that never works. Let's try this again. Yeah, this AIO is doing some weird shit, dude. Let's try this again. Oh, I came out of there. I want to try to stay in there. I'm trying to really do it. I'm trying to, like, really slow it down and, like, lay it out. But that's stupid. Let's just do it like that. Oh, God, why? Ah. No, it was so close. One more time. There it is. That's what I've been trying to do. Ah! I love it. Is that going? I'm trying to maximize the hang time. Yeah, see, I am. Okay. Yeah, you want to if you want to try to do this like big throwy tiny whoopy stuff, the high KV 702s are the most important part, to be completely honest. But it's also important to crash into all the gates possible. It's important to live in a world of extremes and to fly really low and then shoot up really high. but not hit the ceiling. So it's really difficult. Since we're just dealing with a space that's, you know, what, 8-9 feet high, you gotta really, like, use those extremes. Fly, slam down nice and low on the deck, get your throttle expo dialed perfectly, but then just fire it up into the clouds. Last battery on the We Bleed Crown rig, the first one that we were flying, just because this battery was sitting on the charger and I want to discharge it a little bit. Kevin Sumner says, this is also the quad that blinks on the USB VRX. Is it? Yeah, it's going bad. The AIO is going bad. What the fuck just happened? 25 million watts. Pit off. Config. Free is correct. Wow, it's acting really weird right now. Is it blinking and shit for you guys? No? Come on. Oh my god, there's a huge problem right now. Somebody is very unhappy. Who is it? Who is unhappy? Not motor 1. Not motor 2. Not motor 3. Oh god, it's motor 4. Always motor 4. Yeah, motor 4 is having a hard time clearing the ducts. Alright, now it's better. So what's happening is I'm bending it, like I'm bending the motor out off the duct, but then it's returning. It's like yeah. Ah, you fart! I was going for the massive Matty flip dive that I never hit. What? Oh my god, what in the earth was that? Oh my god, what am I doing? Oh shit. I'm not gonna be able to get that out, am I? Nope. Oh god, don't leave it armed. What are you doing? Alright. Where'd you go, little guy? You're over here? Let's get you out of there. Where'd you go, little shit? What? Where is it? Where'd you go? What? Where is it? What? Oh, there it is. I see you. No. Get back out here. All right. Last, like, little minute of flying. Yeah! Oh! No! Oh god! Oh, that was weird. Woo! Woo! Wee! Oh! 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 Oh, went for the mega massive Matty dive. Oh my god, we almost did it. The non-Matty dive looks so much cooler. Because you can actually see the dive. The Matty dive, you're just looking up, and you're like, wait, what? Why are these gates coming through in the wrong direction? Why are we falling straight down? I don't know. I over-discharged the battery again. What an idiot. What a donkey. Quad City Barry with a $2 super chat. He says, hard question. Building versus flying. What do you like more? I hate building and I love flying. Building is my least favorite part of FPV, hands down. So yeah, no contest. Flying over building. If I could afford to hire a builder, I absolutely would. That would be the dream, man. I don't. Sometimes I don't mind building. That's not true. I mind it no matter what. I don't like it. I do not like building. Mainly just because of 5-inch rigs. 5-inch rigs really ruined building for me because you spend all this time building them and then you go out and just fucking massacre them. And then you have to come home and you have to fix the same thing over and over and over again. And like, it's after a while, it's just like, yo, what the fuck am I doing with my life? Like after a while, it really feels like some strange mental illness to continue flying 5-inch rigs and to continue to just brutalize them and then drive all the way home and spend hours doing the same fix that you did last time and then going out and brutalizing them again and just doing that over and over and over again for fucking like years. Doing that like multiple times a week for years, it really just kills building. To the point where like, and I've heard some people say like, you know, I don't mind building, like I don't mind fresh builds, I just don't like repairing. And I guess that's kind of true for me as well, but I really don't even like building. Oh, okay, so this has something to do with the weirdness. There's a string wrapped all the fuck around this. What the hell is this about? How did this happen? How is this string wrapped around this like this? How is this possible? What the hell? How did it go in between the ducts like that? I'm not even mad, I'm fascinated. And it's wrapped around the bottom of this motor. What in the hell? I'm super confused how this managed to wrap up like this. Very odd. This is from when I crashed it into those gates and then I threw it onto the black chair. Oh man, this is really hanging on here. I don't want to pull it too hard that it breaks. Like I want to be able to just pull it out of the motor, but it is not wanting to cooperate. Oh man, come on now. Be cool, random string wrapped around the fucking motor. Which direction does it go? It's going to the left. Which direction does this part go? This part's going to the right. Okay, let's see if we can. I find that it's always better to try to like detangle these rather than just yanking them really hard and ripping them. Because once you rip it, you're going to have less to detangle it with. So try to play this kind of game. See which direction it's wrapped. And then there you go. And you can get it all the way out in one big piece. Well, cool. That'll make that rig fly an awful lot better. Good lord, it's 5:10 already. What the hell? Where does the time go? I just enjoy hanging out with you beautiful bastards. So yeah, we're going to do some... we're going to do a little bit of maintenance on these 3 TinyWhoops here. One of the other things I'm going to do, since they're all on clear frames, I'm going to put them all on the clear canopies, because why the hell not? I've got a whole bunch of these clear Modulus 6 canopies. Why not use them? Teddy! No! 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 It works. He's getting a lot better at listening. He really is. I'm kind of impressed. I'm impressed by a dog. Go figure. Man, I'll tell you, he is coming around. The dog is definitely coming around. I fall a little bit more in love with him every day, which is good because, whoo boy, there was a while there where I was like, this motherfucker trying to get thrown out in the cold, bro. All right, so yeah, these 3 TinyWhoops are gonna get a little bit of love, a couple of clear canopies, just so that they all look like this one, right? The canopy. We want the carpet to match the drapes, let's be honest. And so we're going to do that, and then we're going to put them on the peak screws. So I'm going to put those there on top, and that's all the maintenance that I can do because I don't have any more of the other motors. I need some more of the TinyWhoop 0702 32,000s. And then I do have some extra 0702 30,000s, but I think that rig is in a good place. So I'll just replace those peak screws. Quad City Bay Area with a $2 super chat. He says building 5-inch rigs silk whoops are a bitch. LOL. It's true, man. Simon says, hey, do you have experience? Thanks, Quad City Bay Area, again for the super chat. Very cool of you. Simon says, hey, do you have any experience of the NewBeeDrone Flow 0702 ball bearing 27 or 29,000 kV for a Mobula 6? UK is struggling with various motors in stock. I do indeed. I have tested those motors a whole bunch here on the live stream. So if you come over to my channel, one of the ultra secrets of YouTube is if you go to somebody's channel and then you hit this little magnifying glass here, you can just search within their channel. So let's search for NBD 0702, and that should... What the hell? I've done something bad. All is lost. Hold on. There we go. Yeah, here you go. So on the NewBeeDrone Hummingbird, I don't think that it'll be in this video. It's gonna be in this video here. Yeah. So this video, see how it says all the upgrades? One of the upgrades is the 702s. So you got this one here, Mega KV 0702 testing. I don't think it's gonna be on this one, but it might be. And then it's probably going to be in this video as well. What you can do is click through on the video and then just check out Apache Smoke Wounded Sniper's tags here. And look, switching to 0702 29,000. So if I click 46 minutes, what am I doing?
Hummingbird 802 25,000s off, and I'm going to swap on some 0702. Well, I should put bi-blades on these motors now. And
blah, 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 blah. Watch the live stream and you'll get all the good info, I promise. So yeah, there's a couple streams that I've flown those, tested them, talked about them. They seem pretty good. To me, they are what you want if you're doing a solderless, simple NewBeeDrone build. Because they have the NewBeeDrone specific JST 1.25 or 1.0, I forget which, plugs on them. So yeah, if you have an AIO that has those special plugs, they're great. Or if you just can't get other motors. So yeah, it could be that. Simon says, I do that, but found nothing. I watch your stuff. I'll check that vid though. Massive thanks. You're certainly welcome. If you still can't find it, let me know, and I know that I've flown them a bunch. I can always put that rig up in the air, and we'll compare that rig to these guys. Come to Whoop Wednesday this week and say, yo, Ciotti, can you fly the NewBeeDrone 0702s back to back with... I now have this rig with 0702 30,000s, so we can put the Hummingbird up in the air on the NewBeeDrone 0702 29,000s, and then we can put the Ultimate Freestyle TinyWhoop up in the air on 0702 30,000s and compare them. But yeah, Simon says, didn't know that about the plug, saved me. Yeah, the NewBeeDrone motors come with the other plugs, and their PCB is or actually it might be a PDB because it is kind of a power distribution board. No, it's not. It's a PCB. Their PCB on the bottom of the motor is very easy to solder to. So if and they seem to be really good motors, but I kind of do want to back to back them. So much so that I'm just going to get this rig out and put it here with these other ones. And maybe we'll put peak. No, I can't put peak screws in this. Oh, you know what? I can't use the peak screws with the Cockroach 65 V3 frame because the motor mount bases are so shallow, or so skinny. So that's interesting. So the WeBleed rig is going to be on the WeBleed peak screws. The Meteor 65 Air rig is going to be on the Betaflight peak screws. And then the Cockroach rig is just going to be on metal screws because you have to use the screws that come with the Cockroach frame because they're so much shorter. Yeah. But yeah, I would love to back this. So if you have any questions, but yeah, the NewBeeDrone 0702s come with the smaller plugs installed, but then they ship you in the package the bigger plugs, and they're pretty easy. Nah, it's not easy to solder on, but it's doable. It's one of the easier motors to solder them on. I guess I can say that because the pads are nice and big. Cool. Okay, so last thing we're going to do here today is a little bit of work on this Freestyle Walksnail 1S build. I no longer need to glue these O-rings on top of the grommets because I've realized that I actually can get grommets into this VTX, Walksnail Light VTX. What I have remembered though is that the reason I wasn't doing that is that I was having trouble finding hardware that was long enough for the I was having trouble finding hardware that was long enough for these freestyle builds to run down through the canopy into these posts for enough kind of strength. But I now have a bunch of M1.2 by 12s, which I'm pretty sure are going to be long enough. But the question is, are the heads on these screws big enough for this Mobula 6 canopy? And if they're not, I'm going to be pissed because I really need these screws to work for this freestyle rig so that it's good and durable. So this is the moment of truth. Oh, yeah! They are perfect. They are absolutely perfect. All right, cool. So here we go. Ooh, happy fucking days. I have 50 of these M1 2x12s. If you need 4 of them, I'll hook you up. If a bunch of you need 4 of them, there will be a limit, and then I'll have to send you to eBay. I bought these off of eBay. I should have gotten 100 pieces, but I didn't know if this was going to be the right length. So, yeah, there's that. But M1.2 is the right screw size for regular TinyWhoop stuff. So the hardest part of this build is upon us. It's going to be getting grommets into this Walksnail Light VTX. The holes are just ever so slightly too small for it to be even remotely realistic to do this. So this is going to be tough. But I'm fine because I'm just happy that I'm going to be able to have grommets in the VTX. That makes life so much easier. I can't even explain to you how good news that is. So I'm going to pick the smallest grommet that I can because I don't need much thickness. That, of course, being what she said. Let's just find the right grommet here in this little kit. I think the one that I'm going to use is this Betaflight one with the rounded sides. But let me just root around a little bit and see if there's any others that are deserving of love. What? What's this man saying? Man, I'm running out of these certain rubber grommets. That's weird. So Betaflight also has this blue one, but I think it's thicker. It is indeed. Although, let's look at the thickness of this. I dropped it. Let's look at the thickness of this PCB here. It is a thicker PCB, and it is kind of the perfect thickness for this blue one. I already have red, though. I don't necessarily want blue on this belt. Yes, that is sometimes how I pick which grommet I run. There's also this clear one. Come on, you jerk. Maybe this clear one is what I do. Hold on. Let me compare the thickness of the clear one to the thickness of this black one. I mean, the black one is a little bit thinner. But, I mean, I am just going to, like, compress them down. So, it doesn't matter that much. Let's see. Hold on. I'm going to do the black ones. It'll be fine. I got 2 so far. Here comes number 3. Nope. Come on, you fuckers. Stop! Get. Oh, there we go. There's 3. Get back up here. And there's 4. Okay, cool. All right. So, now the hard part. Take a deep breath or 2. Just try to calm down. Here we go. Let's just breathe through it, and hopefully we can get it. All right. We put it there. Take our tweezers and just start mashing. Just start mashing it through. This is annoying. I spent all that time getting these wires to lay nice and flat, and now that is going to completely go out of the window with trying to get these grommets in here, and I'm going to have to redo all that. But welcome to building TinyWhoops. Spend a half an hour on like the most mundane thing, like getting wires to sit flat against the board. But when you're done, be damned if that's not going to make a difference. I don't know if I said that right, but it is going to make a difference. Oh boy, this is gonna drive me to drink. This is gonna suck. But it just has to be done. There's just no way around the grommet game. Grommet Games 2023, you fucker, you. Okay. So, what's making it harder is that everything is soldered together. I did this in like the very wrong order. And yeah. Oh boy, this is gonna suck, yo. After 2.5 hours of streaming, I don't know if I have it in me to do this. I might be able to get one of these, but I'm pretty sure I won't have the patience to do all 4. It's just, this is just a nightmare every time. Well, that's cool. I kind of rotated it up so I can get a better view as to what's happening here. Problem is, like, the hole is just so goddamn small in this VTX that, like, anything that you get to try to push this through is going to run the risk of ripping it. And so, and like, you have to kind of pinch it to push it through. Like, it's just, oh man, this is just terrible. Like, this is the worst moment of any TinyWhoop build right here. Okay, maybe at least if I can just get it fucking started. Hello? No.
Really?
Why?
Because Mom was wondering.
What's she up to?
She said that we can eat the food when you're done streaming.
Oh, just eat. Just go eat. Just
And I
go
was
eat.
Like, well,
What food? There's food?
she's making it right now.
What's she making?
There's the chicken that we bought at the store.
Oh,
And
nice.
beans and stuff.
Awesome.
Yeah, I don't want to wait, so.
Go eat. You're
F
fine.
you.
Tell her I said it's fine. This is different. I'm trying to put this in with an Allen key, my friends. An Allen driver, and it seems to be working okay. If you kind of go left and right, I think it was Bob Noxious that says that he smashes his in with the head of a ball hex driver, which we can try that next. But this is actually working half decent right now. This is kind of allowing me to push one side in at a time. See, the thing is, you need a driver that's small enough for it to like fit into the hole along with the rubber grommet. But then you don't want the driver to be too small so that it rips the rubber grommet. And so that's why I usually do it with the tweezers. But that actually worked pretty decent. I don't hate doing it with that. That's an M1.3 driver. Okay, I'm glad that I tried that. I'm glad that it was Bob Noxious said that the other day, because I was not having any luck with this with the tweezers. These grommets here are just ever so slightly kind of smaller, and I don't know, for whatever reason they're just not cooperating. But you do need the tweezers to get them started. I'm not really having any luck getting these grommets started with this Allen driver. It needs to get squished to get started, but then you maybe transfer over to the Allen driver. How the fuck do you guys do this shit? Tommy from Tommy Tabahia, oh my god, he does this with like floss, and I've always been like, what? Like, how's that gonna go into the hole and then up and around? Like, how's that gonna work? So I've never even tried it, but I don't know. Is that the way to do it? I usually am able to knock this out pretty quick with tweezers. I mean, it's always annoying as hell, but I mean, so many things in FPV you can describe by saying that. The main trick is to be really gentle, because if you rip these, well, I guess on a VTX like this, it sort of doesn't matter if you rip it. On an AIO, it definitely does, because if you rip it, then the PCB is going to be able to contact the mounting screw directly, which is going to kill any vibration isolation that it once may have had. And that's one of the most important things about these grommets on flight controllers and AIOs. Yeah, you can't just like mash this. You have to like mash it like one side at a time and just kind of work it down and in there. This sucks, man. I hate doing this. And now this is not working as well as it did on that other one a second ago for some reason. And I'm trying to not get frustrated and just mash the shit out of it. So that's M1.3. This is M1.5, and now this is too big. Well, or is it? Hold on. Yeah, no, this is too big. M1.3 seems to be the best size. Man, who is stomping around upstairs? My God, I live with elephants. All right. Here we go. And I just felt the rubber rip. So that sucks. But it should be fine as long as I don't rip it anymore. Especially because there's no gyro on this one. We're just basically putting these grommets onto this as spacers to space this VTX up and off of the AIO. Yeah, so I don't like doing it like this because you end up ripping the grommet. And so now that the grommet is ripped, that method doesn't really work anymore because as I push on it, I'm just pushing right through the hole that I ripped in the grommet. And that's just going to make the rip even worse. So now we got to go back to the tweezer life. Sounds like my Friday nights. Hey, a dick joke. Yeah, this is brutal. The red grommets that I did in the other one were much easier than this, and the black grommets that I did in the one the other day were way easier. These little Betaflight grommets are a more dense rubber, and that is making this much more difficult. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh, Gertjan says your opinion about Speedy B F405. I have no idea, man. At first I said there's no way that the Speedy B stuff is gonna be good. Because it was just too cheap. And then a whole bunch of people started running them, and they seemed to be really decent. And I was shocked, and I'm still kind of shocked. I was expecting there to be a point where everybody says, "Oh my God, my Speedy B shit caught on fire." I knew it was too cheap, too good to be true. But I don't know. That day has just not come. So maybe their stuff is fine. But I haven't run it, so I can't really speak to it. But man, a lot of people have been running it and suggesting it and talking about it, and it seems to be okay. I can't do this. This grommet just fell out, and I'm gonna fucking stab someone. So I'm gonna stop. And we got one done, which is just barely better than nothing. And we've now got, in theory, enough thickness here. Let's see. Let's see if these M1.2 by 12 screws are going to be long enough. And they're not. Great. Kill me. Maybe this is not the M12 by 12. Maybe this is the by 10. Yep. Awesome. All right, cool. So that was an M1.2 by 10. I need 4 M12 by 12s for this. Okay. Wait, no, I actually only need 3. Yeah, no, I only need 3. So, since I got the 1 grommet in, I can just check this. So with that like that, here's the canopy. Of course I put the wrong one on. I put the front one on, which is the one that doesn't use the canopy, but that's okay. If I put this here and I run this down through there, they're still not long enough. But I can tighten them down. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Once it's tightened down, it'll be fine. Okay, M1. I gotta be honest. I wish that. So now I'm gonna sort of be on the hunt for M1.2 by 14. These M12 by 12s are gonna work. I can tell that they're gonna work, but M1.2 by 14s would be even fucking better. So yeah, welcome to FPV. But hey, it'll be all right. And then we're using one of these single jib jabs for the front, which won't have to go through the canopy, which will be nice. Yeah, and this has a bigger head on it, which is what we want. Oh my god, my hand hurts like hell from trying to do that effing grommet. Hold on, one more try. One more try, man. One more attempt coming at you. Let's see here. Come on. So we squeeze and we squish. Squeeze and squish. You want to use blunt tipped tweezers for this. You have to use blunt tipped tweezers for this. Otherwise, you will just puncture right through the rubber grommet, which is not what you want. It's annoying, right? Because like these blunt tipped tweezers are just big enough to not ruin the grommet, but they're a little bit too big to fit through the hole in the VTX, and that's what makes this so difficult, is the fact that this won't fit through the hole in the VTX, so you can only push like a fraction of a millimeter of the grommet through each little poke and push. You fucker! Come on! Get back in there, man. Come on, just fucking go. This is awful. Yeah, I mean these are going to make it easier for pushing through the hole, but this is going to rip the rubber, I think. My God, does this make it easier to push more of the rubber through the hole, though? This is just a narrower tipped plier. But yeah, see, then we run into the same problem where you can get like the first little bit, but then it gets really difficult after that. This is a fucking nightmare. You fucking piece of shit. It gets to the same point and then like no more will go through. Like you get a little bit through there. It's because these goddamn holes are too small. Like so you can get a little bit of it through there. I got it. These, if you can not rip the rubber, these do work a lot better, I believe. But it is going to be a struggle to not rip the rubber with these. So you're going to have to be extra careful. Come on. You bastard. I really want to get this done because everything is ready to go. Like, if I can get these grommets in, I can just drop this shit down on the frame and throw these screws in and give you the amazing sense of satisfaction of getting to see this thing back together again. Sort of. I mean, the motors aren't going to be on it, but... Well, no, actually they are. I forgot about that. I'm cautiously optimistic that this thing is going to be awesome on these 603 30,000s. I'm just kind of afraid. Yes, these work really good. You just got to be super careful. I'm super afraid that I'm going to wreck one of these 603 30,000s. These are a prototype motor. So if I bang one of these up, that's the end. I will have to switch all 4 of these motors off. I am hoping, though, that we can maybe get these motors made in the future. I really like them. Some stuff in the works, hopefully. All right, last one. Yeah, you're going to just need to try all of your pliers and tweezers for doing this. You should find ones that work better than others and just try to be as gentle as you can to not rip the grommet. This is the grommet that's ripped, I can already tell. But I don't care because I just got it to go through there. So F you, you dirty bastard. Woo! My God. All right. So, this got all fakakta from just having too many fingers up in here. Trying to get this figured out. So, this is the Happy Model Cross AIO. I don't really recommend this one because the USB port is really long. But other than that, it seems fine. I need to get this camera plugged in here. This is the brand new light camera that I just got from GetFPV. Okay, there we go with that. Get this MIPI spun around backwards here. Okay, and now I gotta get the wires to lay down properly again, which I spent a bunch of time on last time and just completely ruined a minute ago when I started farting around with these grommets. But should be able to get that cleaned back up here. The how do I want to run these? Jesus, this is hard, man. It's just everything is so fucking small on these. That lead's got plenty of room. This one does not have plenty of room, so let's put that one there. And then the white one is towards me, so let's jump the gray one over the white one. Okay. Black, red, gray, white, I think is the order that I want. Yeah, there we go. Okay. I need these wires to be clean because they have to sit very flat against the board for them to clear all the things that they need to clear. So, there we go. I think that's it. All right. So now the arrow faces forward on the old school Meteor 65 frame. I need to push the BT 2.0 through here, which is always easier said than done, especially when that lead is nice and short. Come on, man. Fuck in there. There we go. Okay. That's good to go now. And all right. AIO going down on the posts. That's looking good. BTX on top. Pushing down a little bit more. That looks good as well. Everything seems to clear. Okay, so now the Mobula 6 canopy I'm running is the old school one with no mounting provision in the front here. So I'm just going to take a screw in the front and let's see if it's going to be long enough. It certainly is. I just felt it catch the plastic post, and we are good to go. Woo! That is a relief. Pop, pop, fizz, fizz. Oh, what a relief it is. I need this piece now, and I need a couple of screws. We're going to get the camera mounted in the canopy. All right, and these are the screws that we need to do that. So we take these little tiny conical screws and we're going to put them through the front of the camera. And then they screw into this mounting piece here that you get. Let's get that going. Okay. All right, that's one. Here comes the second one. All right. That right in there. Crank it down. And now is when I realized that, oh no, I already opened this one up. That's right. If you're doing this for the first time, this camera is bigger. The lens on this camera is significantly bigger than the Runcam Nano 3 that this canopy is kind of designed for. So you have to open up this hole in the canopy here with a file. And I can't tell you how much, but take your camera and hold it up and see, if it clears. And then if not, open it up a little bit more. On and on and on and on and on and on and on. This is Walksnail left-hand circular polarized, so I can't use this little guy. For right now, I'm just going to use... Wait, no, hold on. I have a super lightweight antenna floating around that I can just swap in real quick. Yep, here it is. It's on this guy. This guy is what I bought this antenna for. So I'm going to steal this because I think I lost the antenna on this. So I'm going to steal this super simple little piece of wire antenna off of this analog cinematic rig. I'm going to remove this bit of welder here. And at some point, this guy is going to meet back up with this guy, but I'm not going to do that right now. We are working on this guy. Okay, so these other two screws are to mount the camera inside of this canopy. What I find is that if you take these screws and pre-thread them into this, it's going to make your life a lot easier. So put them on in there on the side. thread in a little bit. You want to just get a little bit of the screw to show through on the inside. And then take your other one. Put this guy in as well. All right. Just so that a little bit's showing. I might as well just snap this guy on. Just so he's ready to go. All right. At some point, I'll get a true RC singularity for this, but for right now, we're gonna be fine. Come on, there we go. All right, that's snapped on. Now we take the camera and the canopy and we squeeze the canopy front and back. That's going to move those mounting points out a little bit so that you can just kind of hook the camera mount onto the little tips. That's why you want to screw these screws in a little bit too far so that you can now mount this guy up. There's one. And here's the other. And so now you can screw into that black plastic piece on one side and on the other side. Man, I can't see shit, dude. I have to wear the nerd goggles for fucking everything at this point. Go. Yeah, there it is. You can feel it tighten up, and you do want to get that tight because otherwise you're gonna lose your up tilt. Your up tilt's gonna be going up and down. This is more of a freestyle rig, so yeah, you don't need to really dump the up tilt super low. Probably, I don't know. I still do like it kind of low. All right, that's good. This looks to be somewhere in the middle. So now you've got the other 3 mounting points, and we've got our little VTX antenna. So let's run him up. I've also got the cable from the MIPI cable to kind of contend with. So let me just run that, I think, under like this. I think that's maybe how I want that to go. Hopefully I put the camera in here the right way. You can flip the camera in Betaflight though. So I kind of want to, not in Betaflight, in Walksnail. So I'm actually going to mount this camera upside down. That's going to eat up a little bit of the extra camera wire. Let's see how that works. So let's pop it out and then put these screws back in here. Trying to mount the camera without these screws pre-installed is a real nightmare. Okay, so now let's go camera cable facing upwards. And I think that is going to be a better setup for us. Just to use a little bit of that extra cable. Come on now. Get in there. There we go. There's one. And there's the other. Okay, cool. Good. I'd never really thought to do that before. I have a feeling that's going to be a good idea. Unless once I put a true RC singularity on antenna in here, it might conflict. When you put the singularity antenna inside of the Modulus 6 canopy, you're putting 10 pounds in a 5-pound bag. So, yeah, this might actually not work once that antenna is here. But with this little whip antenna, and you never know, I might stick with this little whip antenna. It probably, you know, this is digital. It's probably going to have enough ass for short-range stuff with this little antenna. I don't know. We'll see. We will see. This is the freestyle rig, though, so I might at some point want to fly it a little bit farther away. I don't know. Play around with it, see how it is. That's what she said. So that's how it's going to sit. The MIPI cable has plenty of room to kind of move. It's somewhat tight on here. The one of the main things I'm worried about is the MIPI cable coming a little bit loose. I'm probably going to welder this MIPI down like what I did on the cinematic 1.2 inch rig, because I'm just a little bit worried about the MIPI cable pulling out and getting hung up in the prop or something like that. So, all right, here we go. Let's send these M12 by 12s down and see what happens here. See if they're long enough to catch on the posts. Try to get a feel for like how much thread engagement there is. Oh, yeah. That was a good amount of thread engagement. I'm happy with that. I am happy with that. And then the last thing we'll do is see if there's clearance between the two boards, but I'm 99% sure there will be. So if I just push this thing down, it bottoms out and hits the plastic here. So there's at least this much thread engagement, but which is about maybe a millimeter, but that's without compressing this stuff. You can then continue to crank this down to compress the grommets a little bit. So yeah, this is fine. What am I doing? Just mash it down in there, yo. So yeah, I'm pretty happy about this. This is looking pretty good. For some reason, this one won't go in. Why? What the hell's going on here? That was weird. That was very weird, actually. I don't know why that was being such a dick. Wow, okay. This is great. The reason why I'm obsessing so much over these screws is that since this is a freestyle build, I want to try to make it durable. And in order for it to be durable, there has to be enough thread engagement here for these posts to not just break. All right, so this is a big pain in the ass with this build. This lens sticks out so far that it's really tough to access this front screw. But in theory, nope, it's not screwed down quite enough. So let me get a little bit more up tilt. I just want to get a little bit more on it. Okay, that's good. That's looking good. Cool. And then we check for clearance in between the two boards. And you probably won't be able to see it, but there is daylight. There you go. See that? See that daylight? That's what we want to see. Nothing is touching. There's a chance that I could have left the heat shield on this. But I didn't, and that's okay. Ah, shit. That rear screw, I think, was giving me problems because it looks like the ELRS antenna was in there. I might have just fucked up the ELRS antenna. Come on now. Are you kidding me? Hold on. Don't tell me that. Oh no. Come on. Hey, we're good. No, we're not good. Yeah, I did screw right into the ELRS antenna. It's probably okay, though. I hope it's okay. I shouldn't have just kept cranking on it. It looks like it maybe just marred the end of the thing. I don't know. Should be fine. I hope it's fine. Okay. Alright, I think it's going to be fine. Checking the tightness of each of these screws. They look pretty good. They look like they're compressing the grommets in roughly the same amount, which is like quite a bit, but that's fine. I think we're good here. I think that we are good here. There it is, yo. Freestyle Walksnail 1S. Ultimate Freestyle TinyWhoop. Let's see what it weighs. No. Gotta get that down first. Give me a battery. I don't have any charged batteries, so I can't fly it. But we are 26.2 grams dry. 34.7 all up. 34.7 grams all up for 1080 60 frame per second. Really, really, really decent flight footage. In total safety, in damn near complete silence. Kind of sort of freestyle ready. If you hit just wrong, you can hit this lens, and that's not going to be good. That's going to pretty much just obliterate that. So this is not for like the hardest core freestyle, but yeah, I don't know. This feels pretty strong, man. These 3 screws are jacked pretty deeply into these posts, which is where the strength is going to come from. So I am cautiously optimistic that this will fly and crash really decent. These motors are prototype TinyWhoop.com 0603 30,000 kV, and they're just fantastic. Like, I'm really impressed by these motors. They are a little bit heavier than the 702s, but they do make more power. They've got enough stator volume to crank these Gemfan tri-blades, which is kind of nice. And then at 30,000 kV, they make great thrust. These motors are a little bit too heavy for the analog rigs, in my opinion. The 702s are just right for the analog rigs. This is significantly heavier. 802 30,000s might be a better choice for this rig, but I want to try to keep the weight down as much as I can, so I'm going to give these 603s a shot. Yeah, this thing is kind of sort of ready to go. I still have to do all the setup on the AIO. Hopefully the AIO works and doesn't just immediately catch on fire. This is the Happy Model Cross AIO, which I have not run before, so it may very well catch on fire. I have no idea. But this thing is done. We'll get it set up on Wednesday and get it up in the air. I now have a cable to put Walksnail into the live stream. So, again, I had that cable at one point. Another TinyWhoop, good to go, my friends. It might need a little bit of welder for this MIPI cable, but I think we're actually okay. This is the MIPI cable situation that I'm referring to. I don't want this to pull out and get into the props, but it's tucked in really nice right now, so I think I might be able to get away with it. We got it done. Damn, I was gonna just bail, but I'm glad we got it done. Now it's 6 o'clock. Thanks for hanging, friends. Chick with a stick loves my hair. Ramdongo says, WTF does that piece do or function? Hopefully I showed you that. Ramdongo says, I respect the swearing upset building phase. Thank you, Blooming FPV. Bob Noxious is out of here. Veritas Uza says, just jam it in the grommet and go to town. Excerpt from FPV Where Babies Come From. And Yoki FPV says, have you tried using dental floss to pull them through? Just curious. I have not. I don't understand it. I mean, I guess I understand it, but I don't understand it, because you loop the floss through the grommet, and then you put those two through the hole, but then when you pull it through, it's going to want to pull the entire grommet through. I just don't get it. Also, I think that the amount of time, I feel like it would take me forever to get the floss through the holes in the VTX. I don't know. I just don't get it. Ramdongo says, wobbly and tight, all the good things. Ramdongo also says, mirror roll was highlight of the week. What's? Oh yeah, mirror roll. Yeah, the mirror roll is good. You guys doing mirror rolls? Thanks, friends. Thanks for hanging out. I'll see you tomorrow night at 10 o'clock Eastern time for the giveaways. 4 giveaways tomorrow night. Join the Patreon or you won't get in on 3 of those 4 giveaways. $5 tier will enter you in to win the TinyWhoop and Toothpick giveaway. $10 a month tier will enter you to win 3-inch micro brushless parts and CiottiFPV stuff. $20 a month will enter you to win 5-inch parts. $30 and up, you'll be an unbelievable supporter. I'll appreciate it more than you could possibly imagine. And you'll be entered into all 3 of those Patreon giveaways. The 4th giveaway is for anyone that wants to enter. It's Super Chat and PayPal based. We'll talk about that when that giveaway starts. Thanks for hanging. CiottiFPV.com to support me. I do need your support. This is a completely crowdfunded thing that we've got going on. So, yeah. Hook a brother up, and I'll give you lots of fun stuff to watch. You can join Patreon for as little as 7.5 cents an hour. You can't tell me it's not worth it. Be good. Here's a little bit more flying from the previous version of this, which was almost identical, but with 702 32,000 kV motors. So it was a little bit lighter, but didn't have quite as much grunt. This was in Nashville at Monster Jam when I was there being a drone tech. Here you go for... Open. There we go. Here you go, friends. I love you. Be good. Bye-bye. See you tomorrow night.